Good morning, happy Tuesday. I've still not cleaned this table. I've got things all, I've got hand stuff, I've got pens, I've got flowers, I've got antiseptic cream, I've got nail files. Anyway, I need it all there, you see. Anyway, let me get the chat up. I've been away out this morning and back, so I have. I'll get the statement anyway. Let me get the chat and put it on live chat. I must remember. Good morning, Goldust. Good morning to you. There we are. Found us. Sound down. I knew I would forget some. There's live chat. There, we're on live chat. Sounds down. Everything's good. Everything's good in the world today. I had about 1 million bags needing taken down to the dump. So me and the boy were up early. Well, I'm always up early, but I got him up at 7:15 in the morning. He was pulled out his bed. And we took all these bags to the dump, which is great. A great feeling when you get rid of it all. But as I said to him, I think I've got a secret lodger staying up in the loft or something. And the person just comes down to put trash in my bin and to put washing in my washing basket. I'm convinced. I don't know where all the trash and washing comes from. My dear. Just water this morning. But wait now, you'll never believe me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And it's true, and I've got a wee video on my phone, and I never thought I can't show you it because I'm on my phone. But 3 squirrels, right? There's 3 squirrels in the trees opposite. And Poppy, all of a sudden, she's over at the window, and you hear her going, "Urgh." Good morning, sweet Pip. You hear Poppy going, "Urgh," and growling, and you know it's the squirrels in the tree. So this morning when we came back for the dump, it was nice and light at that time, so it was. So it must have been about 7:10 in the morning. So I like to reverse into my driveway, right? I just like to reverse. Evie, good morning to you. So while I'm reversing in, Peter turns around and goes, "Are they squirrels mating?" So I drives in and I parks the car and I looks over, and by God, they were. There was 2 of them at it. Good morning, sweet Sky. 2 of them were at it, mating. So honest to God, now, there's one here, there's one mating, and did the other one not grab that one and start kind of making mating motions? So it was a threesome. I've never seen I've never seen squirrels mating to begin with, but to see this, I was like, I says to Peter, "Don't open that door. If you open the door, you're going to scare them away." So that was all going on, right? And then they were diving about. They were in a mad mating frenzy. They were jumping about, from branch to branch, mating and jumping down and mating. It was all going on. I couldn't go over it. I was like, "My God, son." I said, "Spring's in the air right enough, isn't it? Because the pigeons have been at it. We know that, but spring's in the air, sweetheart." And then I turned round and Poppy's nose is squashed at the window like that, and she's like, "Urgh." She's shaking, "Urgh," like that. I was laughing my head off. So I managed to come in. My phone was in here. Grabbed my phone and I've took a video, but by this point they had moved on to another tree. But you can still see them. You can still see them, but they weren't mating. I think they'd finished their mating this. Oh, I've never seen a squirrel mate until today. There you go. Yes, it's the castle. I'm telling you, the love's spreading out from the bungalow. It's spreading out. Yeah, spring's definitely. Randy, good morning. Did I say good morning? Jenny, good morning to you. There's my sweet Valerie that I've done my boutique for. Valerie, it was all kicking off this morning. But I was reversed. It was my son that spied it. He went, "Are those squirrels mating?" By God, they were at it. It was like wee fluffy squirrel rabbits up a tree. Never seen anything like it. Now, it must have been 2 males and 1 female. It must have been, and obviously the female's the one at the front, but the smell for the female must have been wafting on the poor male. that was in the middle. By God, did he get a surprise this morning? It was like a wee train of mating squirrels. It was I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen any. And listen, see when the next time the boy comes in, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to let you talk to him and tell them about the squirrels. Tell them what the squirrels were up to. And he'll be going, mating. But go into it a bit more in detail, son. Ah. Yeah, is it? Do you know that's what I like about spring? No, not all the mating. Don't get me wrong. It's not that kind of. I love the spring because the world's just coming to life again, isn't it? After a long, harsh winter, flowers are up. There's loads of snowdrops as I was going to the dump this morning. Loads of snowdrops and crocuses. Lots of crocuses all coming up as well. But the mating of the squirrels is definitely. I was telling my mum about it. Valerie, don't you think the middle squirrel would have been in for a surprise? Because there was a wee one at the back here. I was laughing my head off. Peter's going, I've seen enough. I've seen it. I'm going, Peter, don't be slamming the door. You're going to scare the squirrels. This is a once in a lifetime thing. You don't get to see this usually. Usually it's more they weren't caring anyway, the squirrels. They were loving it. They were loving it. They were jumping about from branch to branch. And I've got a wee video, but it's on my phone. I don't know how I'm going to show you that. Do you know what? I'll load it up to my Facebook. There's no mating in the video, but you can see them. You can see the squirrels. They were frisky as F. They were at that time in the morning. Oh, they were full of beans. I was about to say, full of beans. I was saying to my son at 7 o'clock this morning as we were driving to the dump, I said, look how light it is. So it's getting lighter and lighter in the morning, which is good. Ah, yeah, Jenny, I love watching the birdies. And I've got, as I say, I've got the blue tits. I'm sure that's nesting in my fancy box at the back because I'm sure I've seen blue on it, but see, one day I'll go in there with my camera and we can sit in there and zoom in on them. But I've got a robin box. I was hoping for robins to nest, but I've no robins. But here, it's early days. Hopefully I'll have more birds nesting. I'm going to be the crazy bird lady of Glasgow. That's what I'm going to be, the crazy bird lady of Glasgow. Tuppence a bag. Tuppence a bag. That's what I'll be doing. I'll not be wanting tuppence, I'll be wanting like fivers. Fiver a bag. Fiver a bag. Give me a fiver for some bird food. Oh, woodpeckers are beautiful. Woodpeckers are gorgeous. I've not heard a woodpecker round about here. The only things that's really round about here is we've got the pigeons, well, and the seagulls, crows, pigeons, seagulls, crows, magpies, loads of magpies. Yeah, no, better not be wasp's nest this year. But I've got the fake wasp's nest that Open Minded sent me. Open Minded sent me a fake wasp's nest that you hang in your garden, and wasps come in and see the nest so they don't nest near it. So I'm going to try that. Good morning, Robbie. Good morning. I hope you liked the boutique video. Of course, the NASA jacket's the winner of the show. My NASA jacket. I've got 2 NASA jackets. Oh, woodpeckers are gorgeous. Thank you, sweet Hannah. Thank you very much. Golfer girl, there you are. Good morning, sweet golfer girl. Golfer girl, I wore a pair of the socks yesterday. They were so comfy. So soft. There was a party happening in my feet. And I've still got another pair in there, but you know how I'm thinking to myself, I should actually keep a pair of good socks just in case I've got a hospital visit or something like that, because you don't want to take off your shoes and not have good socks on. No, I've got a pair of good knickers and a pair of good socks for hospital visits, emergencies. You know, you've got to have a good pair of knickers if you're going to be, stripping down, which they always have me stripping down up. I just weeked my top off every time I go into a doctor's now. Just take it off immediately, and I'm in with my finger. Would you put your top on, Linda, please? Oh, okay. Don't even want to see my scars. No, put your top on. We've seen it enough. Oh, Jenny, see, that's what I was worried about last year. But it was mainly the dogs that I was worried about because, as I said, my mum and dad had a Labrador, and this is when we stayed at the old house, the big glen that was down the back, and the dog heard the dog yelping, and the next thing the dog came up and he was covered in wasps, and my mum had to actually pick the wasps off of him, and we to take him to the vet getting a shot. I think it was antihistamine or whatever, but it was a shame for the poor dog, and I don't want that happen to Mr. Mikey or Poppy. Hannah, no, I do not regret my face tattoo, and see when I'm 94, if I live that long, I will still not regret my face tattoo. I love it. I love my face tattoo. In fact, I'd like it to continue all the way down there like that, just all the way. Just stars all the way down that side of my body. Yeah, I would like that. No, that house wasn't haunted, Sky. But I'll tell you this. I don't know if I've told you this story about this house. And this is when we first moved here um, to my mum and dad's old house. And as I say, it was a brand new house. It was just newly built. And it was built, as I say, at this glen. And you can see for miles. You could see for miles. And people had been talking about devil worshippers, right? And we'd just been like, I can't remember the name of them, but there was like carvings in trees and stuff like that about these devil worshippers, right? And everybody's like, that's just people pretending. So here, it was one Halloween, or the night before Halloween it was actually. It was the night before Halloween. And my brother came and said to my mum, Mum, come here and see this. So we all went into his room and looked out the window, and away in the distance, you could see this bonfire going, and you could see naked people dancing round the fire. Now, the first thing about being naked in Scotland in October is you're going to be getting frostbite in places that you don't want frostbite. Sky, they were having a good old time down the back. So apparently after that there was some animals found dead not far from there. So we think that's what was going on there. There was a bit of the old devil worshipping happening down the glen. But we never seen it again. I think they moved on to deeper in the woods because we had all seen the shenanigans. They'd have been chased. People would have chased them anyway. But would have lit our torches and went and got them. Get your pitchfork ready. Let's go. Let's go and get them. But there was animals found dead as well, not far from that scene. But you could clearly see there was. You couldn't really see. Oh, that's a big pair of boobs or anything. But you could in the fire. You could definitely see there were like nakedness. There was like nakedness happening there. Yes, Hannah, I will definitely do another one. I like to do my videos with the gloves. In fact, the one I put up Monday, no, was it Monday? Yeah, yesterday, the one I put up yesterday, I've got gloves on. Sky, it's okay. We chased them into the woods. They went. They're in there with the Riddle Man. That's where they're away to. They're away in there with the Riddle Man. But this is going way back in the 1970s. Was it 70? 79. 1970s. This was going back that long. And that's what was going on in Scotland. In October, I'll tell you, they were brave to be that. You'd need to be dancing around the fire in Scotland to be naked in October, because it would have been absolutely free. You know, I wouldn't have done much for the gentlemen, let's say that. The gentlemen, it wouldn't have done much for their ego to be that cold dancing. But there you are, that's what was going on in Scotland. Believe it or not, they're everywhere. And it was the night before Halloween, so they must have been waiting till midnight, on the stroke of midnight, for their whatever they were going to be doing, I don't know, on Halloween. So it was the night before Halloween. It was Halloween's Eve that this all seems to kick off. Who knew? I thought it had been Halloween night, but no, it was the eve of Halloween that they were all doing their thing round the fire. But we kept an eye on that, but we never seen them again. As I say, I think with all the houses going up, it chased them further into the woods with you. It's just an excuse for people to be naked, I think. I think it was just an excuse for people to be naked, but saying that there was dead animals. Who knows, some sick folk out there, even in Scotland, there you go. There's a story for you, that's a true story as well. But it was a kind of spooky, because there was lots of owls round about that area as well, because I'm saying it was like a glen, and it went down like this, and then it came up like this, right? And then down at the bottom was a railway line, and there was a little burn called the Red Burn down there like that. So, and bats used to come up. There was a railway bridge, and there was bats underneath it, so bats used to come up as well. But we'd only ever see them like in a summer's night, you'd see the bats. So it was spooky sometimes. That was spooky. That was spooky for me, being a wee girl, and there's the devil worshippers down the back. That, you know. I don't know, I think it was my brother that told me. I can't believe my mum would take me, that's devil worshippers down there, you know. But they, a wee girl, and that's this kind of stuff I had to worry about. Not the bullies at school. I was more concerned about what the devil worshippers were up to down the back for me. Yeah, now our house was blessed. We had the priest in. We had the priest in blessing our house, so we did. But they were all new build houses. It was all brand new build houses. So we chased them anyway. They get chased deeper into the woods. And as I say, they're probably with the Riddle Man to this day. Well, there you go, Skye. In Scotland, there is some people that actually celebrate Halloween like that. I don't know if this was just a 1970s thing, you know, that everybody was experimenting and just looking for an excuse to all mingle in that kind of way, you know what I mean? And just using an excuse, let's pretend we're devil worshippers, we can dance around this fire naked, and somebody bring a fishbowl and we can all put our keys in it. I don't know if it was that kind of deal, but then there was some dead animals that were found round about that area, and positions I really don't want to get into because it's scarring my brain, so it is, thinking about it, what these people done. But there you are. Who'd have thought it? It's true though, in Scotland you've got some arseholes. Oh. But they must have been freezing. Dancing. I don't even know if they had music. Well, they'd probably be chanting, wouldn't they? I don't know what they do, but they'd have probably been chanting, some kind of chant. And all that kicking off. So it was a pretty spooky, but it wasn't on. There you go, Skye. Long story short, no. That house was not haunted, but we did have the devil worshippers down the back from it, so you can come and visit. No haunting in that house at all. That house was ghost free. Yeah, welcome to Brigadoon, we're all right. We welcome all sorts here. So there you are, that was that house. It was a beautiful house, mind you. They had a huge big long garden. Yes, Valerie, well this is it, Valerie. See, people, you wouldn't believe this, but this kind of thing happens. You hear about things like that, but my God, we've seen it. You want to get a Monroe piercing. Well, I love my Monroe piercing because I feel more like Marilyn Monroe with it. And I know everybody's thinking, do you know who I've always thought you looked like, Blueberry? Marilyn Monroe. Pip. Well, there you go. Mrs. I wouldn't put it past her. She'll be saying, come on down and we'll do a bit of this higgery pokery down the back there. We'll build a fire, don't worry about it. And everybody's got to be nudes. Good morning, lovely Lewis. I hope you're doing good. Yes, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'll be watching the telly. I still haven't seen the documentary with Harry and Meghan. And I tried to get it on Catch Up, and it's not available on Catch Up yet on the computer. But I'm sure I'll be able to watch it today. Someone will stream it on YouTube, and I'll be able to watch it. I did see that one of the guys on Breakfast TV walked off this morning. Piers Morgan walked off because someone was talking about it. Golfer girl. See, if it had been now, by God, I'd have been getting my camera. I'd have been zooming right in. Let's zoom in on that and see what's going on there. Ah, have they not showed us the whole thing, Golda? See? But we will find it. We will find it. It will be on YouTube at some point and we'll be able to find it. Isn't it terrible that there's this kind of propaganda still to this day? It's terrible, that. Yes, guys. See, this is it. This is my childhood. That's what my childhood was about. The devil stay away from the devil worshippers. Here, you don't need to ask me twice. I'll be staying well away from them, Mum. You're all right. I'm not going to be dancing around that fire anytime soon. But even then, us being like what we were, it'd be like, let's go down to the devil worshippers' den. Right? Well, a few years, get a big stick in case we need to poke something, right? And we'd all be going down there to see what the devil. You go first. And we'd all be going down there to see what was going on, what's happening. Somebody carved 666 into a tree. Ooh. Right, you go down further. But we were gamey back then. And my mum would say, don't you be going down to where the devil worshippers are. I want, Mum. And we were down there. We were down there to see what was going on. Mum will go and see where the bonfire was. See. It was so-and-so told me to go. I didn't want to go, Mum, but they said that I had to go. Oh. Yeah, but that was, as I say, about 1979 that was, so it's a good few years. I don't know if they still do this to this day. Yes, a lot of people have got different opinions, and I welcome everybody's opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. It'd be awful boring if we all had the same opinion. Personally, I think we know my opinion. I feel bad for Meghan and Harry, and I think it would be only a matter of time before the same kind of thing would have happened to Meghan that happened to Princess Diana. That's what I personally think. And do you know what I hope for? I hope that they can all live in peace. That's what I want. I'd love them to have their wee family. They've got a wee girl on the way, so a wee boy and a wee girl in their beautiful house. And I hope they've got some kind of peace. But I've got a bad feeling. I've still got a bad feeling about it. About the establishment and how far they can reach out. I just hope they stay safe. That's it. Meghan's beautiful too. But the royal family could have went a completely different approach to all of this. And what they should have done, well, what I think they should have done is Meghan being a beautiful lady of colour, they should have come out and embraced this and said, we love Meghan so much and we love our child and he's got his title and we're all for this. And they could have been a modern royal family and more people would have been like, they're awesome, look how there's no racism at all, they're you know, they're really, really good. And they could have went that route. I think they should have went that route. They could have had Meghan going to countries and They could have done a lot. They could have done an awful lot. So they could have, to show that they're modern, but they don't want to be modern. They want to be back in the day. If you say anything, it's off by your heads. They're very brave, Jenny. They're very brave to be speaking up. I think after what happened to Princess Diana, everybody would be terrified to open their mouth. Because I know what I thought when I first found out Princess Diana was dead. I know my initial reaction, and it was the reaction to a lot of people in the UK was they got her. You know, I don't think it was just the paparazzi. I think there was more to it than that. And Harry seen that happening to his mum, and you can see in the two of their eyes that they love each other. Things like this hurt my heart. You know, you can see that they love each other and they've got a wee family, and just leave them alone to do their own thing, to be in their family. But that's a dog. It's a tiny wee dog as well. No squirrels. She would have been fantastic, Pip, I think. I think they could have went a different route with this and said there's absolutely no racism in the royal family. We love Meghan. Meghan is a treasure. We're so blessed to have her in this establishment. She's going to go and she's going to work. She's going to do some wonderful work for women's rights and all the rest of it. And they could have done that. It would have been amazing. And yet, as I say, they're back in the off with their head days that you say the wrong thing and get them to the gallows right now. Yes, golfer girl, I do too. He's a good man standing by his women. And I know that she had some bad thoughts swirling round in her head. And I always remember Princess Diana done an interview. Hold on. Mikey. And she was so down at the time, and she threw herself down some stairs. Right, wait a minute. Out. Out. Then you can play out there for 5 minutes. Oh. Yeah, my Princess Diana had thrown herself down a set of stairs in her despair. And I think maybe Harry's seen a lot of this. Maybe in Meghan, that he wouldn't want her turning out the way his mum did. And what a heartache the boys had. Do you know that they've took his medals off him? After him going and serving his country. They've took his medals off him. What did they take these medals off him for? That's just nasty. Yeah, I miss Princess Diana. She was... And I remember I've got a rose pressed somewhere, and it was a black rose that I had got, and I had pressed it in a book, and I've got the book somewhere, and I felt as if I had to keep something, and that was when she'd passed away. And I signed the wee book. There was a wee book of condolences. I signed the book and everything like that. I didn't know what to write, but isn't that a shame? Prince Harry, after serving his country. Oh my goodness, Gold! I've not seen it. I've seen wee clips here and there. Jimmy Fallon, I seen some of it from there. What's the other guy? Jimmy Kimmel. I seen some of it from there. So I'm seeing wee bits here and there, but I've not seen the interview that was on STV because I was sleeping. I couldn't wait to 9 o'clock. It was about 6 o'clock, I was out for the count. And then last night I had the blooming hot sweats again. Oh, Angela, I remember watching Princess Diana's whole wedding as well. She was just, there was just something about her. Human, like with the normal person. That's what she was. They told her not to touch MW/AIDS. I remember that because we were going back into the 80s here. And I remember that she'd been told not to touch anyone with AIDS not to shake their hands or anything like that in case AIDS was spread that way, even though the scientists have said that's not how you catch it. And Diana went in and she was sitting on their bed and cuddling them. I thought, good on you, Diana. Good on you. Oh, poor Diana, Pip. I know. I know. And they've took their security away as well. Well, I just hope they've got a lot of money. I know that they didn't get paid right. Hold on, I'll let him in now. I think he's learnt with his mistakes. Right, let's see. Let's see if he's learnt his lesson. Right. Right, don't do it again then. And he's come, guys, but don't do it again. Try not to do that noise again. There, they're in now. There, don't do it. Yeah, I remember it when she first started going with Prince Charles and she was a nursery nurse, I think it was at the time. And the paparazzi were bad even back then because there was one picture and she had a skirt on and it was like a kind of see-through, so they made her stand into the light, a bit more into the light, Diana, a bit more into, so that you could see her legs through her skirt. Yeah, well, they are sorry now. They're sorry now for it. They're sorry now for it. Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's watch this space, I suppose. But I think we should be getting something from the palace that says we're deeply sorry for Meghan, the way that we treated her, and that'll probably never happen, mind you. Can you remember that photo? And that was a paparazzi going a bit more, Diana, a bit more this way, a bit more this way, so that she was the light was behind her, so you could see through her skirt. This was the days that the guys used to hide in the bushes with the long lens cameras and take photos of her on a boat, topless and things like this. This is what used to happen back in the day. Do you know, I've never wanted fame because can you imagine not being able to just do normal things? So you've got people in the bushes taking pictures of you. My God, that would really get you down. That every time you walked out the house there was people with a camera in your face. You'd be wanting to take the camera and shove it places. I've never been one for wanting fame. Never ever. I like my simple life. I like my simple life, just watching the world go by. Watching other people, that kind of thing. I like to do that. I love airports for that reason, just sitting watching people, wondering about them. I know, that's Angela, no, can you imagine having no privacy whatsoever? Britney Spears, yeah, she was hounded with them as well, wasn't she? And she was a wee girl too when she became famous. What a shame. And the day that she took her own hair off, I remember that. And they were zooming in on that picture. That was a cry for help right there. That was a cry for help. One of the most hardest things for me to do was to remove the rest of my hair when I was going through chemo, because it had completely went bald right here at the top, but I still had some hair, kind of wispy hair around there. And I thought, I can't be going about like this, so I had to take the rest of it off. And I remember taking it off and closing my eyes and saying to my son, remove it from me, take it away. I don't want to see it, put it in the bin outside. So it's a traumatic event, that in itself. They might just ignore it, Gold Dust, I think. I think they're just going to ignore it. I think they're just going to ignore it. Them with her stiff upper lip. Oh, God, for girl, I know every time I see that one of Diana, I feel like saying, you're shouting at the screen, don't go in the car, don't go in the car. But the thing is, she wrote in her journal prior that there was forces that were going to make her have a car accident. Remember that? That was all wrote down. See if it had been a normal person that all this would have happened to. They'd have been in court and charged and, oh. And even that racist comment, I've heard the racist comment that they said about a beautiful wee baby, a beautiful, beautiful wee baby. How dark is the baby's skin going to be? What does it matter what colour the baby's skin's going to be as long as it's a healthy baby? That's all every mother wants, is a healthy baby. Or my grandkids, that's all I would want for them to be healthy. I wouldn't be saying, how dark's the baby's skin going to be, you know, I need to know. I don't give a flying... Oh, see, that got me, that really kind of wound me up, that. I bet you it wound Oprah up. I bet you Oprah was wound up with that comment. Who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be wound up with that comment? Imagine saying, I can't get over it. It's Angela, exactly. I'm still triggered thinking about it. I'm still triggered thinking about it. That beautiful, beautiful wee baby boy. Beautiful wee baby. Wee innocent baby. Innocent baby, and already before he was even born, he had a-holes saying things about him. I tell you, Harry is some man for not punching the face off of whoever said that. He's some man for keeping it contained, because that's what I've been wanting to do. Yeah, I know, Gold Dust, I know, but it's just shows you how deep the racism is. And someone else had said that is funny in a non-funny way, right? It's not really funny, but the way, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or somebody that said this. He said, it must have been really bad racism if they left the UK to come to America, because America's got a lot of bad racism at the moment. He says, so it must have been really bad for someone to leave the palace to come to America to avoid racism. It just shows you. It just shows you. Well, listen, I don't know, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that they've done that with a wee baby, but I'm not surprised with the racists. I'm not surprised with that. There's been lots of pictures dating back of racism in the royal family. Don't forget there's pictures out there of the Queen doing the Heil Hitler. I'm not wanting to do it, but the thing with the hands, what they used to do. There's pictures of her doing that, the German Nazi salute. So it doesn't surprise me. Oh, their wee girl's going to be so gorgeous, isn't she? Bet you Harry's, oh, he'll be awful excited. Gold Dust, there would have been a fight. If someone would have said that to me, it would have been a fight. But that's I mean, now the whole world sees it. Now the whole world sees what's actually going on here. We've known it for a long time. We've known it for a long time. What's actually happening. But I hope now that they can have a nice wee happy life. Good morning, Sneezana? Am I saying that right? Yeah, I can't go. See, racism, I can't be dealing with it. I don't understand it. I'm glad I don't understand it. I see people as people. The firm is just, that's what it's like. It's like the face of the royal family, and then you've got the ones behind it. That's what it's like. And they could have, as I say, they could have been so much better if they would have just embraced Meghan and said, we love Meghan. We're the lucky ones to have her here in the UK. What a wonderful, strong woman that she is, and have her as a spokesperson for shouting out about racism and stuff like that. And they could have done they could have had a great thing there, and instead they try to do what they do with everybody, and that's you stay in your box and don't come out. Don't speak unless you're spoken to, all the rest of it. I'm so sorry for anybody that's going through any kind of racism. Um, I really am. I'm sorry for anybody that's ever had to go through anything like that. Yes, I know, Angela. They're all tightly bred, I suppose, is the word. They're all closely. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Maybe they need some normal blood in them. There's so many stories that sneak out every now and again, and the papers are always out there to say it's a lot of lies. It's lies. It's lies. Somebody get paid to say that. Someone get paid to say that. There's been so many things over the years that's come out. Thank you very much for that, Sneezana. Thank you very much. No, but I just think the world's in chaos right now. Diana would be so proud of her son, Pip. Diana would be so proud of Harry for doing that. She always wanted to get away from it. She was trapped and she always wanted to get away from it. And just as she was getting away from it and leading a wee life with Dodie, I think she was going to marry him. And she was happy. She was happy for once. And they couldn't have that. Obviously they couldn't have that, in my opinion. Meghan's beautiful as well, isn't she? Isn't she a gorgeous looking girl? Oh my goodness. But you can tell just looking in their eyes when they look at each other. You can see the love there. You can see the love. And I hope now when they're over in America that people give them work and stuff like that. I suppose if they were getting interviews and things, they would get lots of money. And she's a great actress. Maybe she'll go back to doing some acting. I don't know, but I'm sure they'll get money for somewhere. There'll be people that will be willing to pay big money for like interviews with Harry and stuff like that, or even just have Harry on your programme. I'm sure that people will want to tune into that. So hopefully they're going to get some money. Yeah, they're not allowed their opinion on anything, costs really. Yeah, Pip, they couldn't have that. Couldn't have that. Go for girl, I'm glad you liked the boutique. I'm glad you liked it. And the NASA jacket was of the boutique. But that's a true story about the NASA jacket, that when they made the jackets for the astronauts to wear, they would have it double-sided, so that if you crash landed into the water, you could take your jacket off, turn it inside out, and it's bright red or bright orange, so that they can see you in case of a rescue. I like to just do that now and again, lie on my floor and pretend that somebody's going to come and get me. That I'm an astronaut. No, Jenny, I've not. Was he on James Corden's show? What was it? Was it like an interview? It's horrible, the racist sexism, and it's just disgusting. I know, £10 for the NASA job. I think it's probably worth about £270 now or something like that. It was well over £100 when I bought it, and that was a long, long time ago. And it's got all the Apollo missions on it, which makes it even more special. Ah, CL, thank you very much. Listen, see my makeup. I'll be doing one every Saturday because it's my favourite kind of video to do. I enjoyed it. I take my time. I love putting your makeup on a Saturday. It's wonderful. Yes, I mean, it's just silly. It's silly. People should be looking to see if someone is an a-hole or not. That's how I judge folk. It's not even with their football team, and you know that how I am with my football team. I don't care what football team, what religion, what colour, what sex, anything like that. It doesn't bother me. I judge you on if you're an a-hole. That's it. That's my line right there. That's it. A-hole. That's the a-hole line. You know, you can be a wee bit an a-hole, maybe, well, it's alright, but, I can't be dealing with a-holes. Yeah, see, it was back in the day, people used to do a lot of racist things and I don't even think they realised what was coming out of their mouth or how hurtful these words were to other people back in the day. But I think my grandparents as well were a bit racist. They would say the odd thing that you're like, that's, you don't say that, that's not right. But I'm just happy that when I raised my children, to be like me and never judge anybody on any day things apart from if they're an a-hole or not. That's what you judge them. So I'm glad I've brought my kids up the right way. I've brought them up the right way. But poor Megan's probably had to deal with this all her life. I don't know if, right, do you know, I don't know if you've ever watched this movie, but see if you haven't, I recommend that you watch this movie. And it's called The Imitation of Life. It's an old movie. And I cry at it every single time I watch it. I cry at it. And it's basically about back in the day, and there was this white woman that was a single mother, and she was looking for someone to come and be like a housekeeper and cook and all the rest of it. And she meets this beautiful black lady, and this black lady had a daughter that had skin like Megan's, like fair skin, and she hired her, but they became best friends. So they did, although the lady worked for her, they became best friends and all the rest of it. Anyway, the story goes that the daughter, she didn't look coloured, and she would go out and she would be going out with white boys and stuff like that. And when they found out that she had a black mother, they beat her up and things like that. It was all like that. So this girl was always like, would you stop telling people you're my mum? Don't be telling people that I'm your daughter, all this kind of stuff, right? So it goes on and on and on in the movie, this kind of thing. And at the end of the movie, I'm not wanting to ruin it for anybody that's not seen it, but at the end of the movie, she dies, the lady dies, and the daughter comes to her funeral, and she's running up to her funeral, and the security's going, get back, Ken, you're not allowed in here. And she's going, but that's my mum. And they're going, no, it's not your mum, that's not your mum, away you go. She's going, mum, and screaming, mum, and eventually she managed to get through the crowd, and she's grabbing the coffin, and she's crying her eyes out and going, mum, and screaming for her mum and all the rest of it. And it's just the most heart-wrenching story. The Imitation of Life, you should watch it, and I seen that film when I was a wee girl. I seen that film and broke my heart at it. I couldn't understand why she would be saying that. That's not her mum. I kept saying to my mum, why is she saying that about her mum? I didn't understand it. Yes, Jenny. Oh, yes. Mhm. Yes. See, so Angela, some people back then said things and didn't realise that it was a racial thing. And if you say to them, you shouldn't say that, it's a racial slur, and they kept saying it, then they're an a-hole. But if someone was to go, oh my God, I didn't real like me saying Karen, calling somebody Karen, see if it had come out that that was a racial remark, and I had been saying it, I'd be devastated in myself. I'd be devastated in myself for saying that because I said it not knowing that it was a racist thing. Turns out it's not a racist, but someone called me a racist for saying it. And that cut me like a knife. That I was like, I couldn't get over it. I was thinking, how could I say that? I had no idea that that was a racist. That's how I came on and asked you and said, is this a racist comment that I made? Because if it is, I'd like to be enlightened because I would never come out my lips again if I found out that I'd said something that was racist. Oh yeah, oh I can. I'll tell you a movie that I found so hard to watch. Um, is it 12 Years a Slave? Oh my God, I found that. Oh, I had to pause it at bits to go and take a break. That's how. That's and I don't even want to cry, but that's how much that touched me. That film. Um, oh, see, I'm getting emotional now thinking about it. Honestly, I get emotional thinking about it. That was hard. I don't even want to think about it. That was difficult for me to watch that film. And as I said, I had to take breaks and then come in because I wanted to see the film, but it was really, really difficult for me. Oh my God, Valerie, another film that I cried my eyes out was Watership Down. Oh, I can't stand it. I've never seen that one, Pip. I won't be watching it though. I won't. I won't be watching it. I watched that one because it won a lot of Oscars, and I heard a lot of people saying it was a very powerful movie. I wanted to see what it was about, but then when I was watching it, I was feeling physically sick. I was feeling physically sick, and afterwards I thought I've never hated an actor, but I was like I cannot stand that actor now. I hate him so much. And then I done my research on it, and I looked up the guy that's the main actor in it, and he said that how it affected him having to play the role of this guy, this mean guy, and how this was an actual guy back in the days. Well, this was an actual guy that done all this back in the day, and he had to be true to this guy. But how difficult it was for him as an actor to have to go on set and do that. Oh, Watership Down gets me. Valerie as well. Bright eyes. Oh, that song. Burning like the wee bunny. Bright eyes. I can't. I can't watch it. Roots. I've seen a few of the episodes, but not a lot of them. I've seen a few of them. Color Purple is another one. It's Whoopi Goldberg's in that one, but the 12 Years a Slave that was a next level stuff for me. That I had no idea. But then again, seeing Scotland, we don't even know our own history. We never even got taught our own history. Can you believe that? We couldn't tell you our history. We'd never get told it. It's only modern days now that we're starting to find out a bit more. I had no idea who William Wallace was. There you go. Or Robert the Bruce. I had no idea. Was never told. We never get taught that in school. Ever. About our own country. People in the USA knew more about Scotland than what we did. Swear to God. We didn't know. We never get taught it. Do you not think that's a bit funny? That when you're in a school and you never get taught about the history of your own country? Even now, I'm kind of oblivious. I can tell you what's happening Ned-wise. I'm up to anything that's happening with the Neds. I can tell you. I know all about that because here I watch them from my blinds. But no, as far as history is concerned, I have no idea. I know that McDonald's and the Campbells had feuds all the time because they stayed next door to us when we stayed at the Glen with the Campbells and the McDonald's. But they all got on because they all had garden parties. They all had garden parties. Here's a story for you, right? Another story. Garden party. I'll leave you with a wee laugh before I go off. Because that was dark. That conversation had me a bit dark there. Right, so the garden parties, this was when we were up in the house with the devil worshippers, right? They decided that what they were going to do, my dad made homemade wine. Right, my dad made all kinds of wine, elderberry, rosehip, tea. I mean, my dad made every kind of wine that you could think of, right? And it was like strong wine, strong. So they all decided what they were going to do at the weekends was get their chairs out the back and they would have garden parties. They'd have the music on and they would all sit and drink my dad's wine and stuff like that. So they were having this garden party one evening and my dad's wine, they finish my dad's wine, no more wine. And the guy next door says, I've been making homemade beer, but I don't know if it's any good, right? So they're going, bring it out. They're already going, bring the beer, but you didn't sit there. If you've not got the beer already, where's the beer? Bring the beer out. So the guy goes in and he brings out this metal drum full of beer, right, into the garden, and takes the lid off, and it had turned green. It was green, this beer, but it had reacted with a metal container. Right, and turned green. And they're going, it's green, and they're going, right, you try it first. So they tried it, and it tastes like beer. It's just a weird colour. So they're all like, oh, give me a glass here. It's just the colour's weird. The colour's weird. So they all tanned this metal container full of beer. See, that night there was people lying in ditches down the Glen. My brother and the older kids were trying to pull some of the adults out the ditch. Come on, you get home. Come on, get home to your own house. You know, people lying like that, half naked and ditches and stuff like that. Come on, you get into your own house. What are you doing in your own house? There was allegedly people kissing other people's husbands and all that. This was all going on that night. We were all out playing on top of folks' cars. It was a good, we were out and it was like 10, half 10 at night. That was late for me. We were all out outside playing. They were all in the back getting absolutely hammered. So here the next day, there was a wee lady that came round the door with her sunglasses on. And man had told her to get out and apologise. It was the lady that got pulled out of the ditch. And she was champing the door until her head was bursting. She's going, it's just, I'm just trying to apologise for my behaviour last night. I know that. And my mum's going, it's fine, you were on it. And she's going, I was in a ditch. I've got to explain, I've never been like that. I think it was the beer. My mum's going, you're fine, it's all right. Nobody even noticed. To be honest, nobody even noticed. We all noticed. We're going, imagine that woman in the ditch. Garden parties. That's what I hear. See, we can all mingle again. We're all having a garden party. That's it. Although I'll do without the green beer. What did Sky say here? I lose my. Oh my goodness, Sky. See, if they were to bully you now, I'd be taking a flight down to France. You tell them that Blueberry's coming down. Yeah, I don't like watching sad movies. I prefer to watch happy movies. But like that, with that particular film, there was a lot of write-up about it and I had to see what people were talking about, and halfway through the film I thought I shouldn't have, because I'm a sensitive person. I'm telling you, I cry at adverts. I'm a very sensitive person, and it was making me feel physically sick watching it. And to think some people to this day think that that was a perfectly all right way to live, it just turns my stomach. But the royal family need to come out with a statement now. I think there needs to be some kind of statement. Tell you about Scotland, we're trying to get away. We're trying to get away from it. We're trying to become independent, for God's sake. Let us go. Let us go. Leave us. And it's not, see, I love my English friends. I love yous, and I do not hate the English. Some people think that we do, but we don't. It's not that. It's the government we don't like. It's the government that we're not keen on. Like, look at my moomin. My moomin's my English rose. Love my moomin. So, we're trying to get away from the establishment. Leave us alone. Let us do it. I'm very sensitive, Valerie, as well. Very sensitive. Yeah, see if it comes on an advert of a poor dog. Jake was found starving in an alleyway. Oh, for God's sake, that's it. I can't stop thinking about Jake starving in an alleyway. Look at you fatties. Look at the fat dogs I've got, and Jake's in an alleyway starving. I can't. Jenny, see, I love my English friends. I love yous. So a lot of people say that, do the Scottish really hate the English? No, we don't. We love yous. We absolutely love yous. Just like we love the Welsh and the Irish. Yous are our neighbours. We love yous very much, and I would protect yous. But we don't like the government very well. We're not keen on the government. We'd like to kind of wing it ourselves. And see if we fall in our face, then so be it. Just leave us. Just leave us to be in the gutter. Yeah, and the poor starving kids. No, oh my, it's been 2 weeks since Jenny and her brother had any food. Oh, that's it. I can't eat now. Oh, I can't. Oh my goodness, see it's my craft video. I didn't even say good morning to you. What kind of friend am I? Good morning. And CL and Sam, good morning. Carrie, good morning. I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry I missed you. I was on a rant. That happens when I'm on my rant. There you go, Valerie. See, Ireland wants to go itself as well. Next will be the Welsh. And we'll all be just happy neighbours. We'll just be happy neighbours, so we will. Thank you, it's my graph video. But there's propaganda that fire about all over the place. And do you know a great thing? Now, this was a great way to show you. Scotland had the Commonwealth Games up here. And it was in Glasgow. It was in Glasgow, the Commonwealth Games. And we were rubbish, right? The Scottish were rubbish in it anyway. But I've got two doggies. I've got Mr. Mike and Poppy. Look. There's one there as well, look. And a lot of the English sportsmen and women were a bit worried to be coming up to Scotland because they were frightened because the Scottish don't like the English, right? Which is not true. But see, when they come up here and they were running, we had English flags out. We were shouting, come on, you can do it, come on. Giving them all a big round. They were all very happy and very surprised at the amount of love that they got. So this is it. People with propaganda want us to fight, and it's not about that at all. Ah, Sam, thank you very much for that. See, Valerie, I know where I am, there is a lot of sectarian, and it's because of my football team, basically. It's Celtic and Rangers, right? Celtic and Rangers. And I'm a lover. I've got blue hair and stuff like that. Some people take it way too far. Like, Celtic fans will say, I am not wearing an item of blue ever. I'm not having blue in the house. Don't be having blue in a blue car. Don't be having that either. And it's the same with the Rangers. I'm not wearing green. Don't be wearing green in the house. Some people go crazy with it. And do you know, it's all rubbish. It's all absolute rubbish. So it is. It's a, I think it's just a reason to have a fight. I think that's what it is. I think the Irish and the Scottish, I think sometimes they like that. I hear it all the time. Some people like to have a drink, but with a drink comes a fisticuff. They like a wee bit of a fight with their drink, and I think that's what it is. I think because we're all human beings. How does it matter what football team you support? Is that a quality that you've got to know? I mean, what's that got to do with anything? I don't know. But it was bad, Valerie, when I was in back in the 70s. It was bad because the Berlin Wall was still there. Can you remember that? They had a big wall in Berlin to separate the Catholics and Protestants, and it was brutal back then. And I mean, I can only imagine. I seen it for Scotland, and in a way we had a wee bit of that spread over to us because Glasgow and Northern Ireland were very close that way. I know, Sky, see, I've got blue hair and all that. So I don't listen. That my football team's got nothing to do with how I feel. If a Rangers fan was here, they'd be treated to a nice cup of coffee. And would you like a wee biscuit with that? I don't give. And some of my kids support Rangers. My ex-man was a Rangers support, but no, who I almost got him killed in a Spanish Celtic club. Remember that? But back in the day, it was so bad. There was petrol. But can you remember that people were frightened to go into their cars back in the day? And it's all to do with religion, which again is stupid to me. It's stupid. See, I remember getting told I was bad when I was in Catholic school, and I would question these kind of things. You know, I would question these kind of things and go, but Protestants can go to heaven as well. You know, what you say? Get over here, get into the corner. I'd be into trouble for things like that all the time. Using common sense back in the day. But Protestants don't go to heaven. I think if there's a God, the Protestants are allowed in heaven. But did you just say get into that corner? Who told you that? I'm telling you that I used to get into trouble for using my common sense, even back in the day. Yes, Valerie. I remember it coming down the wall. I remember the wall coming down. That was exciting, watching that wall coming down. Angela, is it your birthday today? Ooh. Is it your birthday today, Angela? Yeah, the Troubles, Valerie. And the spread over to being in Glasgow, not as bad, obviously, as what it was over there, but where I was, you would get beat up if you had on your Celtic top, and some Rangers fans would come across you, and it'd be the same, vice versa, it'd be the same. On the 21st, please remember me so I can sing you a wee happy birthday. It was the same here, and it's still a wee bit like that. In fact, the other night, when Rangers lifted the trophy, people were all out mingling like hell, and there was a few illegal songs being sung that aren't meant to be sung these days. Sectarian songs was all been getting sung, so there's still people. There's still people back in the caveman time, even here in Scotland. So there is. Have sweet dreams, lovely ASMR craft video, and thank you for coming in. So it's still all happening here, and I just hope that the world changes. People that are bringing their children up now, bring them up properly in a world that we're all humans, for God's sake. We're all human. Can we not see that? We're all humans. Will it ever change? It will see if I'm made Queen of the World, it'll change. We'll have none of that. There'll be none of that at all. Nope. There'll be none of this. It'll be the world of love. It'll be like the wee squirrels I seen this morning. Do you know, see if I'm having a bad moment, I'm going to visualise these squirrels. Peter will tell you, see, the next time I'll get Peter to tell you all about it, because some people think I talk rubbish, but that was what we were pleasure to that view this morning with the wee squirrels of love. Midnight Sun, good morning to you, lovely Midnight Sun. Thank you, sweet Sky. Thank you. And if I ever do, well, in our castle we'll be having some of that, Pip. But yeah, yes, I'm not saying that we can't have that if that's what people want. Let's make love, not war. A bit of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Oh, Valerie, we had the fireworks. Oh, I felt like going out. We had the fireworks. Wee Poppy was absolutely terrified. And as I say, there was a lot of illegal songs like Up to Her Knees and Catholic Blood, but using the F word for us. You know, see, that doesn't bother me. I mean, a lot of people will be like, I'm raging. See, if they want to sing their wee songs and stuff like that, let them sing their wee songs. That's not harming MD, really. That's not really harm. Let them sing their songs about us. That's fine. But it's when they get violent and stuff like that. That's when the line is crossed. But they deserve. Listen, that's the first time they won the league in 10 years. So I've said congratulations, and I'm glad they all had a wee celebration. That was great. They deserve a celebration, but maybe not mingling in George's Square as much. In fact, they smashed Valerie. Wait, I tell you this. They smashed. You'll be able to find this. There's benches in George's Square, like with plaques on it for people that have passed away. You know, memorial benches, right, all around George's Square. A lot of them are all smashed in after the festivities of the weekend, right? So on Facebook, someone was writing, that's an absolute disgrace, actually, going into George's Square and breaking these memorial benches up. And somebody had wrote, it's no our fault the benches can't cope with bouncy bouncy. Is that going by my door? Okay. Because the Rangers fans do a wee song and they go bouncy, 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 and they jump, bouncy, bouncy, jump, and they jump like this in the stands. It's no our fault if the benches can't take bouncy, bouncy. And somebody wrote, why don't you get a trampoline then? Why don't you get a trampoline and bouncy, bouncy on that? But that's true. You'll be able to see it. They had a time of it yesterday clearing up George's Square, because it was littered with glass and stuff. Saying that, the benches were damaged. There was a couple of stickers. I mean, I'm not even going to complain about a sticker. Stuck places. That's silly. The thing that got me was the mingling. The amount of mingling that was happening. No masks. Lots of mingling. Kissing and hugging. Lots of that as well. But our First Minister, Nicola, is not happy. And she's wrote to Rangers and said to them, you should have been on telling your fans to stop it. Yeah, it's not our fault the benches can't handle bouncy, bouncy. I'm visualising them bouncy, 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 bouncy on these things. Anyway, they deserved a wee party, but maybe no mingling. Maybe no the mingling. But memorial bit, that you'd be upset if that was one of your family's memorial bench. You'd be upset that it was all smashed in with all the bouncing. Anyway, my God, look at the time I've been on. It's been a good talk we've had today. It's got deep at times. It's been fun, and sometimes it's been a little bit as well today. So we covered a lot of things. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll be back again tomorrow to see you. So I'm going to give you all a big kiss now. So pucker up. Bye, everyone.